Okay, looks like we are presenting, and this time the audio is working. I went ahead and we're just going to pretend that the one I just did a little bit ago never happened. Let me get these slides set up to fit in the screen. This is how you know it's live television, folks. Okay, right about there. Perfect. Alrighty. So I got to go home a little bit earlier today. We got some snow here in Boise. I had some clients cancel, so figured I'd go ahead and knock this one out. If you've been on my Instagram today, I was talking about the idea of switching over to 3 times a week full body training. But of course, I got to keep it conjugate because that is my favorite way to train. So let's dive in a little bit. Now I want to give a bit of a situation report here. Reality is I've been needing to move down to 3 times a week training for a little while. And I actually have gone down to 3 times a week training in the past here and there. And what I've done is I'll do like a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday lifting schedule. And that usually sets me up really nice for the lower, upper, and full body split. However, I'm finding that I want to go to full body for a while. It just sounds really appealing mentally. And also that way I can be on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday training split. That way on Tuesdays and Thursdays I can actually get my cardio in. If I'm being honest with myself, come Friday, I'm not going to stay to do a cardio workout after my last appointment of the day, but a lifting session I will stay to do within reason. And again, I don't know what it is, just full body sounds really nice for me once I wrap up this next training wave. I've got 3 weeks left on it, but who knows, I might wake up Monday and just decide to hell with it, I'm switching. So let's talk a bit about those 3 options that I have lined out for 3 times a week full body conjugate training. Now again, remember with all of these, I do train Monday, Wednesday, Friday is going to be the plan. So that Friday session, I want shorter. I want to be done with it so I can go home. Now this one here I'm calling the per diem focus. So how this will work is your first day of the training week, it is a full body max effort session. So the idea here is you're going to max an upper body movement, max a lower body movement, and then move into full body accessory work. Then the second day of the week, it's full body dynamic effort. So then what you're going to do is you'll do your speed, say front squats and speed log press, then move into full body accessory work. Now you'll notice I am making use of supersets, and you're going to see supersets and circuits a lot in these templates. Reason being, to me, when I think about full body training, something about the idea of a full body accessory circuit just sounds really nice paired with full body training. Additionally, I have the ability to do so just because of how I'm set up. Naturally, if you're not able to do that, that's fine. Use station training, use sets across. And even then, it's not that circuits are inherently superior. I think for me mentally, it's different enough from what I've been doing for the past little while that I'm going to have more fun with it and just get that nice bit of mental reset. So with this per diem focus, one of the downsides of it could definitely be that you'll cook yourself on day 1 because you are doing 2 max effort lifts. I know for myself, I can handle it to a point doing a bench and a deadlift on the same day just because I'm not that strong on the bench, so it doesn't take too much out of me. Whereas doing like a heavy squat and then a heavy overhead in the same day, that's going to take a lot out of me. Not that I'm particularly strong at those movements, but just that I find squats generate a lot of fatigue for me, as does the overhead press, whereas benching and deadlift doesn't. So keep that in mind. Again, I'm not going to talk too much about set rep schemes either. These are just templates, some ideas that you all can work backwards from. Now, the second one that I was thinking of was, I'm calling it dual nature plus 1. So that third day, Friday, still remains the same, where it's a full body repetitive effort day. This is just an accessory day because, again, I want to get out of the gym on Fridays. I don't want to do anything too intensive. I want to be in and out. Now, what happens with this one is we split the dynamic effort and max effort days. So what I mean by that is you'll do, upper max, lower dynamic, and then on the other day you do lower dynamic. Oh wait, no, sorry, let me rephrase. So day 1, for example, is max lower, dynamic upper, and then day 2 is going to be lower dynamic, max upper, and then again, full body accessories. I think with this one, you will control fatigue a little bit better versus the option 1, which is that per diem approach. However, on the other side of it, what could happen is you might find that you're not as able to focus because each day lacks as much of a clear focus. There's no longer just one big lift. You've got to go from training to strain for a heavy weight and then moving into speed work, which might be a little incongruous for some of us. I don't think it's that big of a deal personally, but I do think it is a valid critique you could make against the dual nature plus 1. And then the third option here, and I just realized I did not fix this slide, so let me fix that slide really quickly here. Move that to the right. There we go. Back to the Present mode. Alrighty, cool. Now the third option here, and this is the one that to me honestly makes the most sense, is doing mixed days for the first 2 days, but then the third day being speed day. So then what happens here is, for example, on day 1, I've got a max axle deadlift, and then I go into full body accessories. Day 2, a max bench variation, full body accessories. And then day 3, I'm hitting both of my speed movements, and then full body accessories thereafter. Of the 3, I like this one the most for my schedule because each day has one key main lift that I need to go out there and crush it on. Then I'll have the accessory movement, the prime accessory movement, and then I'll go into some circuit and superset work and knock that out. What really draws me towards this as well is by having dynamic effort days on Fridays. I'll actually do them. I'll stay and do that work, but it's also not going to take very long. And the idea with dynamic effort work, with your speed work, with your developmental waves, whatever I decide to run, is these workouts aren't as muscularly strenuous as the max effort days. And I generally feel pretty good after doing them. They're a great opportunity to mentally focus on just locking in, setting up, and improving my positioning. So something like a front squat and a log on this day, those are going to play really nicely together, especially front squatting with the straps, right? That'll help improve my log rack position so they bleed into each other. And then moving into some dips and a snatch rip RDL. 2 movements that I can do back to back really quickly, really easily. Not a lot of setup and breakdown time for these movements. So this just allows me to get a lot of training in. I'm still hitting all of my major groups several times a week. And what's nice too is if I get sick or maybe that Friday, I just want to get out of there and I'm fried, I can skip it. If I know I can only do 2 training days that week, I can do the first 2 days, skip the third, rearrange them as I will. This just gives me the opportunity to do more with my own schedule and accommodate my own life right now. I'm sure eventually I'll wind up back at 4 days a week, but this honestly looks really appealing to me. Hopefully you folks find it useful. Maybe it gives you some great ideas. If you want to see me expand a bit more on this, just let me know down in the comments section below. I always appreciate your comments and questions. Also, I'd like to know what you're thinking about these slightly more extemporaneous live videos. On my side of things, honestly, I don't think the production quality is much lower than the pre-recorded ones that I do. These are also easier to knock out because there's no editing delay, this, that, and the other. But I also don't want to just schlep content out that you folks aren't finding quality and useful. So again, please let me know. Find me over on Instagram as Coach Mark Estrebillo. Also, I offer one-to-one coaching. It's what I do full-time. The odds are very good. I'd love to work with you. And I'll catch you folks in either the next video or the next live.